When the pain grows, anything goes. Devil is a lie, looking for the prize. That's eternal life, and bringing the change in my mind. Talking real peace of mind, that's something money can't buy.
What's up, YouTube fam? It's your boy KingMarcell, and I'm back with another video. Today we about to be checking out that situation that happened not too long ago with that tech CEO being let's say decapitated. I hope that's okay to say here on YouTube. He was decapitated, and the killer ends up giving a confession in the trial. So we're about to check that out. Make sure you guys hit that like button and hit that subscribe button, and then hit that notification bell so that you're notified whenever I do drop a video here. We on a road to 100 subscribers. We at 70 of them things, so make sure you guys keep hitting that sub button. But let's get right into this madness.
Killer reveals in court the chilling final words before he beheaded his own boss.
This is an individual that stole from the victim, stole yet again from the victim, knew he was about to be caught and exposed.
Oh, damn, that's
went
why.
to the home dressed, covered so that no one could potentially see him, brought a taser, brought a knife, and eventually killed his victim and chopped up his body with the goal of no one ever finding out that he was the person responsible.
Tech CEO Fahim Saleh was murdered in his own luxury apartment in the Lower East Side of Manhattan nearly 4 years ago.
Yeah, it was
now
like
his
it was a
alleged
couple
killer,
years
who was
ago.
supposed to be his trusted employee, is sharing the chilling final words his boss said to him before the brutal slashing. 25-year-old Therese Haspel is charged with first-degree murder for the 2020 brutal
They just
slaying.
smiling in court and shit, knowing it's just certain shit is just like, bro, you murder somebody and chop their head off, chop their body into pieces, and during the trial you think it's a good idea to smile? Well, they say he confessed, so he was just tired of hiding it, I guess. But it's just like, God damn, my God, how you mad at him for finding out you was stealing from him? Like the world is so fucking wild.
Of the tech CEO. Prosecutors say the former executive assistant killed his boss to avoid paying back the hundreds of thousands of dollars he allegedly stole from Saleh. According to investigators, Haspel worked as Saleh's executive assistant and handled the entrepreneur's finances and personal matters. Saleh gave Haspel the title of chief of staff at his venture capital investment firm. But instead of completing his normal work duties, Haspel allegedly embezzled $100,000 from Saleh. Saleh reportedly cut Haspel a break by not reporting him to authorities when he discovered what happened.
Wow, because he trusted him.
Saleh brokered a repayment plan with him, only for Haspel to gruesomely kill him later on.
So he knew. Details of didn't turn you in. Could have had you arrested, my guy. Could have had you doing hella years. He like, nah, bro, I fuck with you. He then still had you working for him and was like, no, you gonna work it off though, bro. You gotta pay me that back. All you had to do was then sell the shit that you bought with his money. It's his money, bro. But no, you kill him. You cut the man head off, and he was being gracious with you, bro. That's sick work. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Haspel allegedly zapped Saleh with a taser, then took out a knife and fatally stabbed him. But that wasn't all. Haspel allegedly returned the next day to dismember Saleh's body, dismembering his arms, legs, and head, then went to clean up the crime scene.
I was a homicide prosecutor myself for many years, and so I've seen everything or almost everything. It is not so common that we come across a case of this horrific magnitude in terms of just not only the stabbing, the dismembering, and all the actions that took place in the part of this defendant before, during, and after this crime that make it all more horrific.
Literally.
Saleh's body was discovered by his cousin, who hadn't heard from him in days.
Oh, then his family
Police
found
described
him
the scene as ugly to the New York Post. An electric saw was found near the body, and body parts were found in plastic bags found in the
electric saw, bro. There's the fact you dismembered them. It didn't sound like you just left them there. What was the point? If you was gonna do all of that, bro, why leave him there? That's what I'm not understanding. Unless what he didn't have enough time to get the body out. But bro, like what? Like you couldn't have been thinking, bro. You had to have been off some shit or something. Cause that shit ain't making sense. You cut him up, didn't dispose of the body parts. You just left them there for his family to find.
Apartment.
That's
During the
kinda
investigation,
dumb.
surveillance footage showed the killer carrying a bag and waiting to enter the elevator with the victim. Soleil reportedly gave a puzzled look during the exchange as they rode the elevator up together. An ominous surveillance photo taken shortly before the murder showed a man who later was revealed to be Haspel wearing a dark plastic face shield with a baseball cap and sunglasses during what would be Soleil's final elevator ride to his home.
Damn, that's so chilling. Like he literally
Later was revealed.
He literally looked at him like, what the fuck is going on? Little did he know, this was his employee, and this was the last time he was going to do anything. The last time that he was even going to be whole. That's so eerie. It's like he looking like, I'm about to die, ain't I? It's to the point, man, you a CEO or you something like that, man, get you some security, man. Make sure you got you some security. And this motherfuckers you did a thorough research on that will protect you, because this was somebody he trusted, though.
To be Haspel wearing a dark plastic face shield with a baseball cap and sunglasses during what would be Soleil's final elevator ride to his home.
Wow.
One law enforcement source told the New York Post the crime scene looked like a professional killing because almost no blood was left behind and the apartment was not looted. Authorities traced the crime to Haspel through forensic evidence left behind on the taser. Haspel would later be charged with first-degree murder. Law and crime legal analyst Julie Rendelman explains the former assistant now faces the rest of his life in prison.
So in New York, an individual can be charged with murder 1 or murder 2. In this case, he's charged with murder in the first degree, where the minimum, if he were to be convicted, is 20 years to life. The maximum is life without parole. When we talk about extreme emotional disturbance, or EED in New York, we're talking about minimizing, in a sense, the crime. What the defense attorneys are saying is that at the time the defendant committed the crime, he was under what they call extreme emotional disturbance, meaning that he didn't have the requisite intent that exists for murder 1. Now, I have to be honest, because I've handled many of these cases.
He would have those because, nigga, you was dressed up. You came with a face shield. You planned that. It wasn't just a spare of the moment thing. You planned it. You knew what you was doing.
This is in New York.
What's up, baby? Yeah. No. I used it with the cookies.
York. When we talk about EED, the typical case we talk about is a perfect example is when a man walks in on his girlfriend in bed with another man.
That's
and
something
he
that he
stabs
would
him to death.
have
That's what we think of where they didn't have time to reflect on the decisions they were making. I'm not quite sure that this case fits that narrative in any way.
Haspel would go on trial nearly 4 years after the horrific killing and revealed more about his boss's final moments. While on the stand, Haspel revealed to Manhattan jurors that Soleil commented on his ominous outfit. He testified Soleil would say something to the effect of, "You're really taking this COVID seriously." While on the stand being questioned by his attorney, the former assistant would reveal his boss's final words.
So that's what he said.
"What are you doing?"
He said so when he was in that elevator, he thought, bro, you think you got to do all that for COVID? Because this happened in 2020, so that was right when it happened. And not knowing he was finna die. That's so eerie.
Seriously. While on the stand being questioned by his attorney, the former assistant would reveal his boss's final words were, "What are you doing?" Haspel said once Soleil got off the elevator, he tased him in the back, took the knife out, and started aiming for Soleil's neck.
Damn.
Later revealing to a jury he didn't feel much of anything while dismembering Soleil's body, adding that he was numb. He would later testify on the stand he only stopped the dismemberment after the electric saw's battery died.
Wow.
As Haspel didn't deny he killed Soleil, his attorneys argue he committed the murder due to extreme emotional disturbance.
I think we can both agree it sounds more like greed than anything else. And remember, I'm not so sure that the defense attorneys believe that there's actually an EED defense. I think they recognize that if he were to plead guilty, he's facing potentially life without parole. And so I don't want to use the word desperate. They have a job to do. Their client may not want to plead guilty. And so they're basically dealt the hand that they're fed, and they're now going to provide to the jury
jail for life
their
with
version
no
of
parole.
defense.
And then that's the thing too. You're not showing any type of remorse. You still trying to get away with it to some extent, bro. They gonna give your ass no parole, and then honestly, you dismembering bodies and shit, bro.
I mean, they
don't
think
need
they're going to
win,
but they're doing the best they can for their client.
Haspel's trial would
It's
also
some
reveal more
sick-ass people
sinister
out
details
here.
that led up to the murder. We need to take a really quick break from this gruesome story to give a quick thanks to our sponsors. If you know us at Law and Crime, you know...
Yeah, y'all go support them, you know what I'm saying? Go subscribe to Law Crime, you know what I'm saying?
You can make progress by doing the things
to
you
my
love.
channel, you know what I'm saying? Join
farm.
the kingdom, you know? Yeah, I know.
After Soleil found out about the missing funds, Haspel continued to steal from his boss through a PayPal account.
Wow.
Prosecutors say with the threat of going to the authorities, Haspel decided to carefully research and plan how to get away with murder. At the time, Haspel allegedly even used Soleil's credit cards to pay for rides to and from the Home Depot to buy supplies to clean up the murder. And it wasn't just greed that led to the murder. 2 years prior to the murder, Haspel met a French exchange student named Marnie Chavot in September of 2018. Haspel would shower Chavot with luxury gifts that couldn't be afforded on his $30 an hour paycheck. He allegedly stole $400,000 from Soleil to keep up with his faux high-profile lifestyle with his girlfriend. In one instance, Haspel reportedly footed the bill for Chavot and her friends to spend a weekend at a concert in Florida on Soleil's tab.
Wow.
During the trial, jurors were shown receipts allegedly made by Haspel even after the murder, which included receipts from Louis Vuitton. Haspel admitted to
dirty. And you not gonna play it guilty, bro? You just showing you just have no remorse for this shit. You was numb when you did it. You was taking a nigga money, spending it on bitches and doing this and that. You and look at this nigga, he crazy. Put this nigga under the motherfucking jail. Don't let him out. Give this nigga no parole.
spending more than
parole.
$7,000 on a Louis Vuitton backpack, trunk clutch, and customized Louis Vuitton birthday cake, confirming he received an emailed receipt just 6 hours after the murder.
Wow.
He also revealed he had plans to celebrate her birthday after the murder, planning a spa day, kickboxing, a sunset cruise, and other excursions.
I don't think there's any question that we are not looking at an extreme emotional disturbance defense winning in this case. This is an individual that stole from the victim, stole yet again from the victim.
Your ass 30 an hour, nigga. I barely know anybody who making that. I barely know anybody making 30 an hour. And that should say a lot to the, you know what I'm saying, what's going on here in the United States. But he was paying you that, bro. Like, what? You was then getting overtime. You couldn't have been doing that much for this nigga. He fucked with you. You could tell he did because he didn't even go to the police. You steal $100,000 from me, nigga. You going to jail. And everything that was yours before you went in there, it's gonna be mine because you gotta pay that back. But he fucked with you. He put you on a payment plan and you killed him to buy a bitch some shit. Bro,
knew
that
he
shit
was about
foul.
to be caught and exposed.
That's foul. That shit low.
Went to the home,
then you won't
dressed,
guilty?
Covered so that no one could potentially see him. Brought a taser, brought a knife, and eventually killed his victim and chopped up his body with the goal of no one ever finding out that he was the person responsible. He went so far as to use the victim's own credit cards to go to the Home Depot in order to get bleach and other items to try to clean the area
Not even on his own bill. He didn't even do his murder on his own bill. He had to pay for his own murder cleaner. Like, what the fuck?
Deliberate in the decision making he made both before and after the murder of this man.
According to Haspel, he didn't want to abandon his girlfriend, who would ultimately move back to France. He testified, if I take his life, then I won't have to pay him back. If I don't have to pay him back, I won't have to worry about a missing payment. If that happens, I can continue on supporting my partner.
Remember, not every single time an individual goes to trial does it mean that they're saying, I didn't commit a crime. In this case, he's saying, I committed a crime, but it wasn't murder in the first degree. And so he understands, I think the defense understands, that the case is overwhelming in terms of the evidence against him. And so in order for them to mitigate, in order for them to bring out their defense, in a sense, the only real way to do that is to put the defendant on the stand to say, yeah, I did it.
Smiling in court and shit.
These are the reasons I did it. To try to invoke some sympathy, some understanding, if it's in all possible, to the jury, that this was someone who felt so pressured by his girlfriend, so pressured by the idea that he would be caught, that he would go to these measures in order to protect himself.
Haspel's thieving ways reportedly didn't start with his employment with Soleil, who by all accounts protected his assistant, who ended up repaying him by murdering him. Haspel applied to work with the tech CEO after he was fired from Moe's Southwest Grill in Long Island, where he allegedly stole from there as well. Allegedly embezzling.
No, you have a trail of doing this, my good sir. You getting life. No parole. You're showing no remorse. You're smiling in court, bro. It's like, bro, when you in that jail cell, bro, look in that mirror and do some self-reflecting, bro. That you had a billionaire who was in your pocket, who was your friend, and you took advantage of him and you took his life, and now your shit is gone, bro. That's crazy.
$1,000 from the restaurant.
So I'm shaking my head because, you know, when we think about the victim, we remember that if we go back, just as you described, he stole from his prior employee, lied about who he was when he began this employment, stole again, and yet the victim gave him a second chance. And what did he do at that second chance? Not only did he steal again, but then he takes the life of the person that granted him that chance. And so I don't know how any jury, I don't know how any judge at the end of the day will view this as anything but the most despicable premeditated murder.
It's unclear how the panel of 12 Manhattan jurors will react to Haspel's chilling testimony. But once they make their decision, and if Haspel is convicted, he's facing a lengthy, decades-long sentence behind bars.
Neither of us have a crystal ball, but I would have a lot of trouble buying that any jury is going to believe that the actions he took were as a result of an extreme emotional disturbance. And so assuming that he is convicted of the top count, which is murder in the first degree, the minimum he can get is 20 to life. The maximum he can get is life. And I think the judge is going to not just look at what he did to his victim here, but the progress along the way. When I say progress, meaning he stole from his first company, didn't care, stole again, was given a second chance. All these things, coming to the climax, which is the ultimate murder and dismemberment of someone who really, honestly, just tried to help him. I don't know how a judge will avoid giving him the maximum sentence.
Again, Tyrese Haspel has pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder, which carries a mandatory minimum sentence of 20 years to life in prison. His attorneys are hoping a jury convicts him of manslaughter due to his emotionally disturbed offense, which carries a lighter sentence of 5 to 25 years in prison. Reporting for Law and Crime,
you have to have no stomach and then no soul or morals to represent somebody like that and have your name attached to that. That's kind of wild. Wild case. I can never see myself at anybody who's ever helped me out. I've tried to go up and beyond to, repay them back, do what I can to help make their life easier. Never thought about harming somebody that that show any love or affection towards me. Like that's just some wild ass shit. And to do it in that fashion, to cut them up. You a special type of nigga to cut somebody up, bro. I'm gonna say that for sure. But Man, if you guys like my reaction to this video, make sure you guys hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. Hit that notification bell as well so that you're notified whenever I do drop a video here. We on the road to 100 subscribers, so make sure you guys are following the kingdom. Hit that subscribe button. But with that being said, KingMarcell out. Peace. Y'all have a good one.
When the pain grows, anything goes. Devil is a lie, looking for the prize. That's eternal life, and bringing the things in my mind. Talking real peace of mind, that's something money can't buy.